So the big news this week was the launch and subsequent explosion of SpaceX's Starship rocket. After a delay earlier in the week, the crew at Starbase in Boca Chica, Texas got the green light for ignition, and for the first couple of minutes, things were going great. The booster rockets did their job and got Starship off the launch platform and soaring into the sky. Starship then went into a spin maneuver to separate from the booster rockets and then ignite its onboard engines. But that's when things started going wrong. It just kept spinning, and the booster rocket stayed attached before undergoing a
rapid unscheduled disassembly,
which is a nice way of saying it exploded. Not exactly the result Musk and co. would have hoped for, but to be fair, just getting the thing off the ground is a huge achievement. But while we were all transfixed by that, there were a few other bits of outer space news you may have missed. First, the Senate Armed Services Committee held a hearing about UFOs, during which Sean Kirkpatrick, the head of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which is charged with keeping track of UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, told members that while they haven't been able to identify every encounter they've studied, they haven't found any evidence that visitors from other planets were responsible for any of them. However, even when they do find evidence of extraterrestrials, there is a plan in place to work with NASA and inform government leadership. Moving to the South Pacific, which experienced the first hybrid solar eclipse in 10 years. For about 60 seconds, the moon totally eclipsed the sun, casting shadows over Indonesia, East Timor, and Western Australia, and then moved into a partial eclipse where the sun's rays peeked out from behind. The next hybrid eclipse won't happen until 2031, but if you do happen to find yourself in a place where you can see it, remember, don't look directly at it. And finally, the Space Foundation held its annual Space Symposium in Colorado Springs. During the 4-day conference, an estimated 13,000 attendants and more than 200 exhibitors gathered to talk about the most pressing issues in the global space ecosystem. The Space Foundation also recognized several honorees, including a Lifetime Achievement Award for Dan Golden, the longest-serving NASA director, an award for space exploration for the team behind the James Webb Telescope, the Space Achievement Award for NASA's DART program, and the Public Outreach Award for the U.S. Postal Service. And that's all the time we have for this week. We'll be back next weekend with an all-new This Week in Outer Space.